Then they proceed to have sex, and she like trying to keep his hands out of her hair. It's really quite comical. It's really quite comical. But the problem with this is that she set herself up with an unrealistic expectation. She saw a box. She thought, oh, this is probably a ring box. Turns out it wasn't. The reality is that this box is actually a dog collar. Because Clint got her a dog for a celebration of their family. So this kind of... she kicks him out after this. They have a huge blow-off fight.
She kicked him out for that?
She kicked him out for that.
How long were they together?
They had been together for almost 2 years.
Oh, man.
Or exactly 2 years, depending on what part of the film you're taking it from.
Come on.
Yeah, it was bullshit. It was bullshit. So the reason she cuts her hair off, so after that she kicked Clint out. She basically tries to have a girls' night out. You know what I mean? Goes out, gets this white boy, because she like falls and busts her ass. Because she over here, she freaking out. Now she did have a terrible day at work beforehand. I'll give you that. Basically, white guy was like, your ideas is kind of a little off. I mean, she did like have a presentation that didn't come together so well. Anybody who worked in the corporate America, you kind of know what that stuff is like.
I was just about to ask you, did she work in corporate America?
She works in corporate America for an advertising firm. So she comes back and she decides that she's going to get herself, a little bounce back, since her and Clint at this point in time are broken up after the big blow fight.
So she decided to go deal with someone else.
So no, she went to the club with the girls. She meets this little white boy. They hit it off. After she and white boy hit it off, she has white boy take her back to his place, and you think they about to get it on, but she's moving fast, trying to basically play the role of the one night stand, and she just can't hack it. She ends up hitting the boy in the forehead and pouring honey all over him. It falls apart. The whole thing falls apart. Now I get it. Part of it is she probably should have eased into it. Probably go on some dating apps or something like that, because if you're just coming out of a relationship, it's probably not good for you to go to the club and try to fuck somebody. I mean, everybody does it every now and then. But after all of this, Armstead, after all of that
kills me, man.
After all that, she fails. She's in the rain. She goes back, so her hair is now fucked up.
It's fucked up. Okay.
Now I skipped the part where she colored her hair because that's not important to the story. She then goes and says, "You know what I need to do? I need to go back and apologize for my actions. I need to reconcile with Clint." So she goes to the hospital that he works at. Meanwhile, Clint is in his residency, so he's about to be a doctor. And she walks up there, and Clint's having lunch with another chick, and she looking at Clint all starry-eyed, and she has that woman ESP, that woman sixth sense. She realized that Clint done fucked
intuition.
This chick. Clint done fucked this chick at the time that they were apart. And Clint all but confirms it, asks her what she doing up there, and hey, whatever. And so all that. After that day, that's what causes her to cut her hair off.
So she was going through a crisis.
Yeah, she was going through a crisis, but it's one of those things where it's like your expectation that you set up for yourself is why your reality.
You did this. She did the exact same thing.
No. Her expectation is what set up her reality being wrong. And that's the part where I think a lot of people aren't doing it. Because I had some people say, she was crying the whole movie. Which, yeah, she cried a lot of the movie. But, I mean, women are emotional. They're more in touch with their emotions. They're like, kind of Drake kind of try to touches on that kind of thing. Wale, to a certain extent, I heard people talking, some side mess about Wale. But he's in touch with his feelings. Women are in touch with their feelings, so that's why Sanaa Lathan's character, Violet, was doing a lot of crying. Now, she meets this guy named Will, played by Lyric Bent. Now, Lyric Bent, he does very, very well in the movie. He was a pretty good interest as far as things, but she doesn't end up with him either.
Right.
Like, she goes through this whole learning to love herself and all these other things, Armstead.
So she goes through a couple different guys, what you're saying?
No, not a couple different guys. The white boy is a one-off. Will's character, played by Lyric Bent, that's the guy who you think that they're going to end up together. But she ends up actually deciding that she wants to go back with Clint after all of that. You think that, they're going to get married. Like, he invites his parents, she meets them. It's kind of like an engagement party. She gets the ring that she had wanted all this time for whatever fucking reason. That really isn't well explained why she thinks after 2 years you should be married. I mean, 2 years doesn't mean shit.
True.
But at the same time, she goes through this whole period of time, and eventually she has like an epiphany after realizing that her feet hurt. She's not really built for this lifestyle or any of this stuff. She realizes that she wants to take a swim. So what does she do in the middle of an engagement party? She decides to take a fucking swim. And that was probably one of the most heartfelt moments in the thing. Her mother and father get into the pool, and they kind of have a reconciliation because her mom and father had split because her dad decided he had his midlife crisis. He decided, fuck it, I'm going to be a model. So he's modeling men's underwear. Which is not. When you see the actor,
what you got to do.
When you see the actor who played it, you think it's hilarious. Because it was hilarious. But you know what? If you can get the job, why not be paid? We don't need all models to look the same. Not everybody need to be fit. Sometimes we need a little model with a little bit of chub to sell the rest of the stuff for the rest of the folks. Because ain't everybody fit.
Agreed.
But she ends up with basically herself. That's what some people's interpretation is. I see it as the last person she was really with that she said she was in a relationship with was Clint. But at the very end of the movie, you see her and Will because she wants to get Will, who he runs like a hair salon, has all this natural product. She wants to get with him.
Is he gay?
No. Look, man, just because you do women's hair doesn't mean you're gay.
I didn't say that. I was just asking if he was gay.
What does he mean? Why would she be dating a gay nigga?
Well, she probably didn't know.
No. She has a whole bonding moment with his daughter. And
they in Georgia?
No, they're not in Georgia.
Okay.
It's not Georgia. No.
I was going to say, I know you're not about to say it's not a Georgia thing.
No, it's not Georgia. Keeping all of that in, because I know we went through a whole bunch of content there. That's kind of why I thought that Nappily Ever After. It's not for us. Not for us. It's really about women, and I feel like some of the messages it gives women are good. Some of the messages it gives women are alright. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Moving along into the next topic, we're going to talk about music. Have you listened to anything this week?
This week, I have not, man. I've actually been pretty bad. I've been doing other stuff, schoolwork, studying, college stuff,
Okay, all right. Hey. Don't be mad about. Don't be downplaying the fact that the grind is real. If you want to get the grades,
the grind is real.
But I had time to listen to music, so I listened to Young Sinatra, Volume 4 by Logic. It was great. You had standout tracks like Wu-Tang Forever, The Return, 100 Miles of Running, and Iconic, which features Jaden Smith. This album kind of concludes the whole Young Sinatra sound. It's a sound that he had been running with for quite some time. Wu-Tang Forever, I think, is one of the standout tracks. So it was nice to hear everybody get their own whole verse. At the same time, there was just a lot of really great sound. The Iconic thing with Jaden Smith was a great track. It highlighted both of their ranges. And The Return, I thought, was done very, very well. Opening track, Thank You, I wasn't so smitten with. I get why he did it, because, this is kind of like the end of one road for him and into another as Logic begins trying to do more as an artist. But that was a pretty good list.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually lying. I did hear one new song recently. It's actually by Redman. He actually put out a new song called Tear It Up.
How was Tear Up?
It actually wasn't that bad. It was I heard a verse. He got it up on his IG. I heard it then, and I was like, okay, Redman's been doing his thing. He's back. Redman wasn't bad.
I think you ran into Redman.
I ran into him at the gym a while ago.
Okay, he was getting it in.
Yeah, he was getting it in. Guy looks good.
Yeah. You got to stay in shape. Stay in shape. Going back to someone who's not necessarily so mainstream. Also, my boy Aziz Gibson, an Atlanta native. He came out with his Backwards Books 2. The standout tracks would be Tyrant, Boo, Politics, and 1010. Now, I understand those names are probably thinking, what the fuck? Those names don't... Tyrant is kind of like, Aziz stepping into his plate, like he's made his own lane in the underground. He's not the most famous rapper, but people know of him. Now, Boo I thought was pretty good. Those were both singles of his. But I feel like Politics is the main standout.
What's the
Just
name?
because Politics is about a certain orange orangutan motherfucker and people who vote for people like him. I will pull up the lyrics, but I think you should check out the song itself.
Check it out, guys.
But
so
the other song is 1010. And 1010 has the lyrics, I could have a badder bitch, don't mean to diss you. And it repeats, and then it says, but bitch, I'm with you. And the lyrics are basically about a guy who, he's talking about, thank you is what you don't say, paying for all your meals and bills, and that Dolce, girl, you broke as hell, but you sexy, you a leech, bae. Ooh. There's no way you'd survive in the streets, bae. Don't hear me talking, putting makeup on. You don't see a thing when your phone is on. And I know every man has had a moment where it's just like you talking to your chick, and
Every
she just does not fucking hear you to save her life. You can be like, babe, put down your phone. There's a bomb, and she's in her phone. She's in her phone. She's in there. She's just all the way in. He's just like, babe, come on.
Either Snapchatting or what else is it?
Snapchatting. She on Instagram. She following somebody. She listening to something. She on Facebook. And it's like we gotta get ourselves out the mold. But I felt the overall vibe of the song. Just understand everybody got options. So if you're with somebody, you need to act like you're with them. Don't be over here fucking around pretending like you're not there.
But you got options.
But we'll see how that song actually turns out. But the last album I want to go over is an album that, you know what? Actually, I'm going to skip it. I'm going to hold it for next week. I'm going to save it over because I want to have R. Reed's take on it. It's going to be our review of T.I.'s Dime Trap. I know y'all been hearing good things, but I want R. Reed to be part of this conversation. Although he missed us, we'll save it for next week. So what I'm going to do is, since sports is more so R. Reed's thing, I'm going to go into relationships. And I'm going to start off with something that, as young men, you got to know.
What is that?
Leave that weak man shit alone. You are a fucking adult if a girl ghosts you and you're on Tinder, for instance.
What type of ghost we talking about here? We're talking ghost. We're talking ghost from off of, what's the show? It's the Big Rich Town.
Oh, no. Not ghost
we
from
talking about that kind of ghost?
No, not that kind of ghost. Although that's kind of a similar ghost. No, what I mean is that if a girl, let's say you and a chick, you hitting it up on Tinder, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever had a girl, you talk to her for a little bit, then all of a sudden she just ghosts?
Disappears.
Yeah, she disappears. Or you start texting her, you get her number, and then she ghosts. She disappears. Or she hits you with the female equivalent of ghost, which is, I'm talking to someone else right now. There's just so many things going on. I don't know what I don't know what I want right now.
No, in that situation, I don't really feel like she's ghosted you. Right now, I feel like she's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna put you right here in my back pocket, just in case I may need you, type of deal.
No. I feel you. You're definitely right about that. She probably is putting you in the back pocket, or she's putting you on burner. In any way that it goes, don't be anybody's number two. If somebody, unless you're just trying to just have a bunch of side plates that you're, spinning, which we'll get into that another day, another time. Like, if you want to be a side nigga and have, side nigga actions, then that's fine. Yeah. Then always be the number two. But if you're trying to talk to somebody, you're trying to get a relationship, or even if you're just trying to have a casual relationship, I think you should still try to, be the number one. Be her number one. At least y'all have an arrangement so that y'all are equal footing because you're both adults. But what this guy did is that girl ghosted him. So she said, hey, I'm talking to somebody else. He's like, cool. And then a couple months later, her profile reactivates. He's like, well, I guess things aren't whatever. I wish you just had told me the truth. And it's like, so why women don't tell you the truth? It's because they're afraid that you might try to kill them or become a stalker or any number of those.
I don't think that's the reason, man. And to be honest with you, I think the reason why women do that is because they just like how guys are, or if not worse, they trying to hide shit from you too. In most cases,
possible. That's possible.
Ain't no way that's possible. That's what it is most of the time.
I'm saying that both of these things that we're saying can be true, depending on the individual. Some women really are just trying to hide stuff. Some women really are just trying to let you down in a nice way because they don't want to. I feel like most is a stretch. But we'd have to have some women to tell us. And I don't think anyone's going to honestly answer. I don't think any man ever honestly answered, dog, why you get caught cheating with 6 different girls? See what had happened? He ain't giving a real answer.
He ain't going to give a real answer, but the fact is, he did it because he wanted his cake to eat it too. So he did it. That's the real answer, to be honest with you.
Well, but she ain't getting her cake. If she is
getting her cake.
Putting you to the side, she telling you that I don't think we're right now. That's a woman trying to let you down. It's the same way. Like if an ugly chick came up to you right now, Armstead, and an ugly chick was like, Armstead, hey man, let's go on a date. I'm your biggest fan. I follow all of your stuff. I'm all on your social medias, all those other things. You're not about to tell this girl yes, but you're not about to tell this girl no because you want the likes and you want the reviews. So what you're going to tell her is, hey, that's great. Let me get back to you. Because forget saying that, let me get back to you.
get right with you.
Exactly. You go get right with you. And you never go get right back to it.
But then what you said earlier you was like, females will actually hide something. We was talking about hiding something. You know what I'm saying?